So, this may come as a surprise to some, but I kind of like Star Wars.
You serious?
I love almost every aspect of Star Wars, from the films, shows, games, and books. But yes, that also includes some of the weaker aspects of the Star Wars series. Well, except for you. But with all the movies, shows, novels, and everything else, a Star Wars anime had not been made yet. Crazy how that had not happened sooner considering the influence Japanese films have had on Star Wars. And hell, even some of the shows have taken inspiration from anime. Now, for a bit of context, I am not an anime person. I never got into it like a lot of other people. And hell, the closest things to an anime I would even consider that I watched are Avatar: The Last Airbender and Teen Titans. So, when Star Wars Visions was announced, safe to say, I was intrigued. Unlike other movies and shows where it was one continuous narrative set in one continuity, Star Wars Visions took a different yet very successful approach by handing the rights to various anime studios to produce a single or a couple of episodes where they were not meant to be part of the main Star Wars timeline, kind of acting like their own thing or this is part of an alternate timeline. In a way, this gave the audience various takes on the Star Wars universe through these various studios, and it was a big hit. In fact, the very first episode, The Duel, was even nominated for an Emmy. And since then, we have gotten a second season, and on October 29th, 2025, a season 3 will be released. Honestly, I really enjoyed both seasons. Each episode had their own unique style and direction, and while some episodes I did not like as much as others, I can't deny that the animation was always on point, and each episode had something to offer. However, the best by many are The Duel, The Elder, and The Ninth Jedi, which is also getting its own series as well. All these episodes are masterpieces in animation and storytelling, but while these were amazing, there was one that stood out to me. One that I gravitated towards and loved more than any of the others in both seasons. One single episode that perfectly handled a Star Wars anime, but even more importantly, knew how to tell a Star Wars story. You all have read the title? We are going to be talking about The Village Bride by Studio Casinema Citrus, and why I consider it one of the best Star Wars stories ever told. As the tale begins, we are introduced to our main character. She is known by the first letter of her name, F. What is important to note about her is her very first line.
I must be cautious wherever I go.
It's clear that F is very protective and overly fixated on being hidden, and the reason why is quickly established as the man mentions the Empire. F is a survivor of the Jedi Purge, must consistently be looking over her shoulder, or even one small mistake could alert the Empire. One thing to note about her appearance is that F always wears a mask, and she keeps her Padawan braid, even though it's a clear giveaway to what she is. Other Padawans that survived the Purge like Cal Kestis and Kanan Jarrus removed their braids to better blend in, but F didn't. These details say a lot about the character without any dialogue. The mask not only acts as a way to hide her identity, but to hide from the trauma of Order 66, and the braid shows that she still hasn't moved on from being a Jedi, despite her best efforts. The man, whose name is Vaughn, asks for her to come as we see a ceremony commencing. As the two watch, we hear this young couple say this.
We are the sky, we are the forest, we are the river.
We are the sky, we are the forest, we are the river.
We are one. Magina, may you rise!
Something I find very interesting about this specific piece of dialogue is how, in a way, it feels like a code or mantra to live by. Not too similar from the Jedi code that F is so desperately trying to hide from. We are the sky, we are the forest, we are the river can even be interpreted as a variation of the last line of the Jedi Code. There is no death, there is the Force. Soon the planet reacts to the young couple, and F realizes that this planet and its people have a natural connection to the Force, or as they call it, Magina. As the two watch the planet's memories and how in tune they are with the world, Vaughn reveals why he wanted to meet F on this planet, as it was important to Vaughn's friend, who just so happened to be F's master. Back with the bride and groom, it's clear that something about the mood is different as they head back. What was once a celebration of union and love has turned into something else, this feeling of dread. As F and Vaughn watch the setting sun, we learn more about the planet and how the Separatists stripped them of all their resources during the Clone Wars. Just before we slowly pan down to F's Padawan braid, signifying her personal loss that she has experienced, which transitions us into a flashback. Now, it is hard to pinpoint exactly when this takes place, but my best guess is that this takes place during the Jedi Temple raid during Order 66, as we can hear blaster fire in the background and multiple Jedi screaming. However, when it takes place does not matter. What does matter is how F is haunted by this trauma, and how she will have to overcome it to ultimately decide the fate of this village. Now with the rest of the village, F and Vaughn are sitting towards the back, simply observing and enjoying the festivities, though it is clear that something is off. Murmurs can be heard amongst the gathering, "This isn't right" being the loudest among them. As F starts to put the pieces together, it is revealed why everyone is so distraught. After the Clone Wars, the droids were shut down, but raiders found and restarted them, causing terror amongst the village. The bride, whose name is Haru, agreed to a deal in which she would be taken away in her grandfather's stead, acting as collateral should the village fight back. While most of the village reluctantly agrees, there are still those who want to rebel and fight, including Saku, who is Haru's younger sister, and while subtle, the groom, Atsu, agrees as well, wanting to fight for his love. You can even see the detail after their little exchange. He clenches his fist as he is mad that this is happening. Throughout the celebration, Vaughn is consistently shifting his gaze over to F, knowing that in her heart she cannot stand by and watch people suffer, though she quickly picks up on what he's trying to do. Vaughn wants her to fight, to help, to be the person she was meant to be. And while F does want to help, she is too scared from her past to even think about helping. As the night continues, F is seen levitating a small rock with the Force. It's a small detail that I really like, showing how she is still a Jedi through and through. As much as she would like to try and hide, the Force is calling her to do what needs to be done. She is interrupted by Haru, who understands what she is doing, ultimately seeing how similar her Magina is with the Force. And we hear F say this:
What do you think would happen if they were thwarted?
A barrier has been broken as she considers getting involved, yet is still uncertain what she should do. Inside of a hut, Haru and Atsu are preparing for tomorrow. Atsu once again showing his willingness to fight despite her disapproval, grabbing a bladed weapon, but puts it down at the behest of Haru. Also, keep this thermal detonator in mind, as it will come back to play later in the story. As dawn rises, F stands alone, a sense of determination befalling the young warrior. Knowing what she must do, F removes both her Padawan braid and her mask, finally breaking free from her chains. The mask, once a symbol of hiding, gone, as she is ready to show herself to the galaxy. Her braid cut, signifying not only her graduating to a Jedi Knight, but more importantly, ready to move on from her past. But her final test was yet to come. The time had come. The entire village stood there in terror, waiting for the raiders. Haru was ready to leave in peace. However, her sister was found attempting a sneak attack using the thermal detonator. The same thermal detonator as shown before, which I think can imply one of two things transpired prior to this failed attack. Saku either took the thermal detonator sometime in between, or what I think is more likely, Atsu, not wanting to lose Haru, gave her the thermal detonator to stop them. as it had been shown multiple times that Haru was against all this. To make an example, the leader is about to kill the sister, aims his blaster and fires, but the blaster bolt is stopped in midair to reveal F standing behind the young couple, extending her hand, once again fully embracing her connection to the Force. She is no longer afraid of who she is and is ready to stand up to this tyrant, finally letting down her hood to show her face. And like her soul, it is scarred, but like all things, it heals with time. And with a single line, her faith in the Force, the Jedi, and herself have been restored, as well as embracing the world and its understanding of the Force.
Magina, may you rise. And may the Force be with you.
Along with that, we get a scene of Vaughn shooting the heads off a few battle droids before using his helmet to destroy the command ship, causing everyone but the leader to cower and run away in fear. In one last desperate attempt to keep his grip on the village intact, the villain grabs Haru and holds her at gunpoint, asking what F is, only for her to respond with the final line of the episode, "I am a Jedi," to which she ignites her lightsaber, revealing a yellow blade, and is ready to stop this tyrant once and for all. Like Ahsoka, like Cal, and of course, like Luke Skywalker, F2 carries the legacy of the Jedi within her. Everything from the animation and score has built up to this final moment. And it's over in a second. As for the ending, the village thanks F for her help. Her and Vaughn give one final look to each other before she flies off to the next adventure, as the story ends. So yeah, that's The Village Bride. Can you see why I consider this one of the best Star Wars stories? Unlike a lot of others, The Village Bride tells a rich yet very subtle story about overcoming trauma. While the plot is basic and one we have seen a million times in various stories, it's the underlying message that I resonate most with. F's arc is beautifully told, and she goes through struggles that we all face or will face at some point in our lives. Her arc is not complete, and it wasn't meant to be complete. Like real-world trauma, it is not over in one night. Too often in movies and shows, they just say the character is better, or one thing makes them better because of this and that. But that's not how trauma works. There is no cure or magical remedy to fix it. But F took the most important and hardest step to healing. By accepting and no longer hiding from her trauma, F can begin her journey to heal. And while the scar will always remain, as symbolized by the physical scar on her face, it will still heal with time. And to know that her story will continue in Star Wars Visions Season 3 has me super excited. Learning more about her and seeing her heal. Hell, bring her into live action because her voice actress, at least for the English version of the show, looks just like her. Now, I know that this episode will not be everyone's favorite. Some people may like The Duel more, or The Elder, or heck, even Tatooine Rhapsody. And honestly, its themes and imagery definitely took me a second viewing for me to catch. But upon that second viewing, I caught something that was really special and really interesting. A story that gravitated towards me. Because remember, we all have or will face trauma at some point in our lives, and while others can help us or even guide us, we are the only ones who can take that first step to rise. Woo! I did it! I finally did it! I finally did my very first video essay. Sorry about that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my very first video essay. Sure, I could have done something simple, played it safe, talked about Anakin, because I really could have just made a 30-minute video talking about Anakin, but I wanted to tell something that was a bit more different, something from the heart, and I hope I really delivered that. So if you guys really enjoyed this video essay, please like, and as well, share your thoughts on The Village Bride, or any other Star Wars things you want to talk about, my analysis, what you thought of it, everything. I want to hear anything you guys think, positive or negative. Don't forget to share this video around as well, because I really would like this to do well and maybe make some more video essays in the future. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date for more fun and exciting Star Wars content on this channel. And until next time, may the Force be with you.